Wouldn't mind going back one day. But anyway, Syman Gaming will be on the CT side. Toric will have this smoke grenade and the defuse kit, and forZe will be the aggressors. All Kevlar, no P250s, no utility, just going to have to use their faces to try and make inroads towards these sites.
Straight down to connector, and Ramzik is going to hear everything, and he's going to have a nasty surprise jumping straight into the window. Let's see if he can how he can handle that. Could see FaZe crack in the mix. The bomb will go down on the A bomb site, so looking pretty good for forZe, but given that there are still 4 men strong for Syman Gaming, they should still have a good shout at trying to get back in onto this bomb site. It looks like they were trying to wait for a coordinated retake here, but they did lose one. Nice shot there from Kios, so starting to find out some things about him. Okay, well, there's another one as well. It's one into smoke. Look at Flit just there with a knife. That's cheeky.
What happens when the smoke starts to go away? Oh, timing.
Oh my god.
Thank you for playing. And now we have the variance. Kios jumps through the smoke with his knife out, only to get shot by the other player. Not often you'll see a pistol around the end like that, but it's a great way to start a game at Mirage, that's for sure. Like knife in the pistol round. Maybe there's an AWP to come.
I like it. I wonder, I'm trying to think if, when did he actually go into that smoke? Because you don't really ever see people doing that. It actually in a 2v2, it kind of makes sense if they, but only if they haven't seen that player, yet. So it's kind of weird.
I can't imagine that that's a pre-prepared strat, because I feel like you're just basing your teammates essentially. Oh, that's a bit rough for Power. Not expecting to be triple peaked from the window position. For the most part, they're dealing with it pretty well. They lost 2 players. He had a Mac 10 Power. Could have been worse, so all is fine. He's the expendable person, and he was expended. On to the next one. I like the war cry at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like you want to get an intimidation factor going, get a man-dem chance going.
Well, someone's got to lead the energy in the building, because I mean, we did have, as Alex mentioned, the Brazilians doing that quite nicely. I think that really shocked everybody who wasn't Brazilian, I suppose. And I think we got a louder version of the Europeans because of it as well.
I think it was the sheer level of consistency that was the thing we haven't really seen for a very long time. And it is Alex's reference to I-Series is very true. Well, the bomb could get caught top mid. There is some support here for the CT side. There is the bait. Ramzik holding from the window of the AWP. Power comes out, but he comes out a bit ahead of his teammates. They will, however, get 1 kill, but there's only 2 of them left. So the timing not looking perfect here for forZe in their first buy round versus Syman Gaming. Flit and Almeza trying to do what they can. Almeza caught at bad range. The UMP trying to close the distance. Commits, falls off the balcony, and he does get the kill on Perfecto. But he is the only man standing for his team now. 1 versus 3. He's got a minute on the clock, but he doesn't have any more HP. That's the first round for Syman Gaming.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see that mid-aggression. It wasn't really that overly committed, because you have an AWPer in window that can kind of get into cover whenever he wants. It's really just the one man who's playing deeper in mid that's committed. So given that they got so much value from this 2-man setup, obviously Kios does, we can see him coming in a little bit later then through connector, but the initial kills, going to the the 2-man setup in mid, that's huge value, and I love that they just throw that out there on their first buy round. That really sets the tone for forZe in mid later on. And you can see Ramzik's looking for some info there, although he is denied towards middle. And this is going to be an interesting situation, given that forZe have a weird selection of weaponry, an AWP, a few pistols, and a Galil, and very little utility behind it as well. So looking to go for the pick, this could actually be really good. Actually, Power, though, that's a beautiful shot there, straight through the ticket booth. And Neelan's in a little bit of trouble now, perhaps. As far as he knows, there could be a lot of players behind there, but they're actually going to go and rotate towards B.
I wonder if Kios will get any sound cues. Also interesting, these 2, from what I can tell, have only played each other once in the Kalashnikov Cup, no less, in which Syman Gaming won a best of 1, 16-something, single digits for forZe, I think 16-7. So not too familiar with each other. One map is, it was, I think, in May, if I'm not mistaken. So not all the info in the world, but the fact it was on this map might be helpful. But perhaps there is some behavior to learn for both these teams now. forZe to boost in the window with about 35 seconds on the clock. The bomb's still top mid. There's only 1 lurker towards the A bomb site. So yes, they are ill-equipped. They've got some smoke grenades, but they better get them popping, because they're going to have that bomb plant pressure soon. And someone like Neelan, if he gets 2 kills, that might be the end of the round. He's shown his position, though, as they make their way towards jungle. He can bait for his teammates. There's 2 of them in CT, and again, 20 seconds to plant that bomb. They've got to get pretty damn close to trade, but they have got pistols anyway, so that might work out for them. How do they plant the bomb? 13 seconds. There is some cover, and there is a bomb planted. Now they can try and win the round. 2 versus 2. Face crack still just on a deagle, but we've got a flank from Power moving towards jungle, trying to get in position to help his teammate, who moves towards the bench position behind the smoke grenade. That might work against Syman Gaming. Popping up through by the bench. Now there's a rifle, and things get even worse. They may have outmaneuvered themselves with that smoke grenade, Syman Gaming, and there's an unlikely round for forZe.
Yeah, that smoke. It's I mean, obviously, I guess he doesn't know for sure that there's still someone around the bomb, and so you don't know for sure if someone's able to punish you for throwing that smoke. And okay, yeah, this flick here just. Beautiful. Knows his angles. But yeah, so it's a bit awkward, isn't it, to watch, but it does work out very well for forZe. And for me, it's really cool to see whenever I see forZe, because, you know, I don't think we've ever really seen forZe at the top of CS:GO ever in their history. But they're one of the old brands. You know, they're a team from like 2001, and back then, and I think into the mid 2000s.
An org from 2001.
Yeah, they had the best Quake players from Russia, as well as also some great Warcraft 3 players. Later on, they had a great CS team as well. So they're an OG brand, James, and we don't see too many from that era. So it's kind of cool to see their name still. I don't know how like the ownership has changed hands and so on over the years, but just seeing the name is really cool.
Do you know what I miss? I miss the old kind of 1.6 days where clan tags would have brackets and minus and equal signs around them. No one does that anymore.
Yeah,
bring those back.
For that.
Bring back the equal signs, the bracket minus equals acronym equals minus bracket.
forZe actually used to do this this thing. I believe it was forZe. Might be mistaken, but where they had like they would do like their first initial, then a full stop, and then their last names, and then they would surround them in brackets. And that was like a thing they used to do in the old days, in Quake at least.
One team in CS tried to do that recently. Like I'll say recently, like in the last 18 months, but it's just really it's really hard to have that. It doesn't even fit in the kill feeds. Like it's really hard for us to do our jobs when people try and bring that vintage stuff back. Right, Syman Gaming back on the buy once again. Ramzik's got his AWP. They are very, very light on utility, though. They've got 2 flashes. Kios is holding one of them towards the B bomb site, but his teammate's not in a position to peek. So if Perfecto went to the barrels position, for example, the other side of the van, he could have a quick crouch jump, but maybe once the smoke goes, they'll go for it. Although I can see from the X-ray, Perfecto's looking to re-smoke as opposed to use the flash straight away. Flash might be for emergency purposes. In the meantime, forZe move towards the mid position. They've got Almeza in the Palace. 2 players top mid, 2 players coming in from the underpass. Will they go for a boost later on, perhaps? They have almost all of their utility. Look at the sheer level of grenades forZe have. Syman Gaming unable to really challenge them to use it at this point. Having to hold off angles. They've got no smoke for connector or anything else. Keels and Perfecto getting aggressive in the short position, though. They could boost on these bricks and get a cheeky frag around connector.
They go for the challenge towards Cowl. That's going to be very successful. There is another player right behind that, though, Perfecto. And so it's very unlikely they will suspect him to be there. So there is a window for him to work, and he will work that position using his AUG, using that scope to shoot down some of the players as they make their way up connector. And this is perfect timing. Perfecto. He's managed to defend wonderfully. And now it's just down to Power as he's coming in with the AWP towards... Well, from that connector position towards the site now. And he's got a time pressure on that bomb plant there, and there's simply not anything that he can do. And that was a great play from Perfecto, really capitalizing on that short position, being the second player, being the player with the element of surprise. And that is all that it was required for them to take it over the line there. And that's good, because it looked like they were starting to really lose grip of things. Some pistols for forZe now.
Right, we've got a half buy for forZe. We've got some Kevlar here and there. We've got Kies with a failed jump. He won't be on the Ninja Warrior show anytime soon. Got some CZ75s and some P250s. Armaze with a meat shot weapon, the Deagle, the mini cannon. Now, you can see XE-Power's in a position on the radar to throw the flashbangs over the roof. When you do that, you want your team close to the window so they can burst immediately, because the CTs won't necessarily be flashed for long. The flash does go pretty damn high. Okay, there's the first shot for Armaze. Where's the flashbang? It's come way too late. Looks like they wanted to get a cheeky peek, but they're ill-equipped. Before that flash goes up, smoke by the van won't really help Effecto. Face Crack gets the one way behind it. And now there's some positional advantage. Maybe a weapon to collect if they can get towards that market position. Indeed, they do. XE-Power with no Kevlar, but the bomb's still not planted. It's taking too long to do this. The CTs have got the bomb site surrounded.
Oh, they do get a bomb plant and an additional smoke grenade to buy some space and time around the pillars. And it's going to be awkward here. Face Crack is trying to defend, but there's only so much you can do. That's a great HE, actually. That's going to eliminate Face Crack. But the AWP is being collected by Jerry, and actually Power there with an M4 as well. Kios pushing in, but he's against the AWP now of Jerry. He'll put the smoke down for some pressure. And oh, that was the shot. That was the flick, surely, but no. Kios will take him down. Opportunity missed. However, 4 kills and a bomb plant out of a half buy is certainly not a bad result, and they will be very happy with that.
I feel like that no-scope is landing 60% of the time. But not this time. That means that 40% of the time it won't land. The rock shot permanently closed, unfortunately, in the underpass. Not really the environment to be trying to sell some rugs. Let's have a replay some of this action. That was a beautiful shot. So satisfying when you pop somebody with no helmet. And there we go. Point of no return with the AWP shot. But those rounds are going down to the wire. Only one player surviving an eco push, essentially. So there's a lot of damage done that can be capitalized on in a future round. Did take a while to plant the bomb, so I did wonder, because obviously once they plant the bomb, there are 4 CTs all around the site, so they don't really shorten the time or increase the pressure in that respect. Comfortable retake until they start to lose too many players, but here we are. Here are the odds for the match at the moment. It is a best of 1, so who knows? It's still early. Maybe there's some value in those numbers for Syman Gaming. They just saved an AWP.
Yeah, forZe are definitely one of the more experienced and better teams in the region. So it's no wonder that with with everyone having more familiarity with them and some of their names, that they're going to have way better odds. But yeah, this is it's always a good spot to make an upset happen on a stage like this. You're in this little this cool little room. It looks fancy. It's got very nice floors, as we talked about last week. And it's a good spot when the world is watching to make that upset happen, to really prove your worth. With the added pressure, it's really what can allow certain players to over-deliver, and that can be the difference. So we'll see if anybody's able to do that for Syman Gaming to create the upset against forZe. So far, so good, I would say. It's a really close beginning to this game. They're on the CT side, of course. They're going to want to get a round under their belts here. This would be perfect because forZe would be broke. They would have to eco, and CTs could really start to build their economy. Ooh. But that is a great shot by XE-Power.
In the face, baby.
Very nice timing. Catching Neelan. Can't be. Maybe Neelan's not going to not going to take that spawn through to connect her, and have to go the long way around next time.
Not the start Syman Gaming needed to this round. Surviving of 1 player, you can see the issues it's caused them. The utility's better than it was, but it's still not spectacular. Perfecto's on the MP9. forZe can apparently smell the desperation. Keels moves into an off angle, but he won't be too greedy, it seems. How long does he stay there for? How long does Flit wait for? You can see he's got he's holding down 2 jobs at the moment. And maybe forZe, with that timeout, are expecting something slowly creeping in, but he stops the jiggle at the was not even a jiggle, really. He just stopped and got shot in the head. And that is helpful to Syman Gaming. However, Keels doesn't know if he can really hold that position. If there's somebody... Oh, actually, no, Ramzik's looking at me, so he's okay. In the meantime, forZe rotating towards the A bomb site. But look at Syman Gaming. They're gravitating towards A as well.
Yeah, they'll be tossing those smokes in to try to go for the push. And Keels, he's been... I like how we're seeing some AUG usage straight away. It's definitely fallen out of favor, but here goes the flashbangs in for Torek. And that's a lovely first kill. Almighter going down. Perfecto coming through the smoke as well. Just dodging back again. That's a smart move, just delaying. There's only 2 players left here. They have to go for the plant towards CT, and XP will be able to defend. 24 seconds to go, so some time. Ramsey can't see a single thing through that smoke, but there it goes, and there he goes. As FaceCrack lands a shot, and forZe pick up an extremely important round. And they should force the CTs now onto an eco, or a half-buy at the very least. Pretty sure it should be an eco.
If I'm not mistaken, Perfecto pushed the smoke at the end there with about 4 bullets left in the MP9. Caught with his pants down, pushes the smoke down. I think he just ran out of bullets. Just next to the corner of the smoke versus 2 players. That could have been so much more if a reload was there. And maybe that cost him the round, because if he kills one of those 2 players, i.e. the person trying to plant a bomb, well, either way, I think the bomb's not getting planted there. Then who the hell knows what happens after that? Well, maybe he can redeem himself. There's an early kill, and Flip's going to walk into a bad situation, and there are 3 players alive for forZe all of a sudden. They don't really have a position to push a bomb site at the moment. And in the meantime, Lilian is taking more liberties towards this A bomb site. Is he going to go straight through the smoke? Okay, well, that might be a problem. Immediately, I guess he expected him to rotate immediately, but I guess sometimes gambles have to be taken. They're still in a pretty rough spot, Syman Gaming. They're not supposed to even get this far into the round, all things considered. Torix creeping in market with an MP9. That trajectory he will see. Ramzik's there! No headshot for him. And it becomes a 3 versus 1, and maybe Torix, with $100 in the bank, will just try to hold on to this MP9.
Yeah, that'd be the wise choice. I suppose, at least for forZe, even though they did lose 2 players, they didn't drop any goodies. It was, I think, like a MAC 10 at best, really, that they were working with down there. So that's fine. 6-3 now for forZe, as they will be forcing Syman Gaming onto an eco round. So they're looking very strong at this point, forZe. They'll get that 7-3 on the board, and then things start to get really fragile for Syman Gaming, because if they then lose their next buy round, they're looking at a territory where maybe the best result for the half, it could be even a 5 rounds or so. And on Mirage, on the CT side, that's a really tough start to have to deal with. And once again, I like that we see the MAC 10 in action. Jerry will be holding on to that. I believe he is the leader of the team. And here are the CTs revealing themselves of Syman Gaming. So it's a massacre, or it should be. Perfecto gets 1. And they spotted the last player as well. Neelan will try to reposition, but there's only so much you can do.
I feel like if you made, some good typos, then Neelan could be Newman, and you'd have Jerry on the other side.
I didn't get it, James.
You ever watch Seinfeld?
I actually know. I haven't really watched Seinfeld.
Bloody hell, Dan. You got to watch the Seinfeld, man.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't care to explain. You'll have to watch it and find out. So there we go. Anti-eco frags, juicy. No helmets is when, well, no armor is when that'll certainly help a MAC 10. That's a nice peek from Jerry, actually. Spots some leg, deals with it. Good awareness. Promising for the rounds to come. So there's a good early lead for forZe. There's a nice flick there, but it does connect with the wall, so Ramzik will run away with 21 HP. Been some dangerous punishes. forZe have been rewarded for these peeks towards A ramp and towards mid, be it a headshot or a tag. That could make life easier for them later on. They take position in the mid area. No one's really spotting for the time being. There's no AWP for Syman either.
Is there a gap in that smoke? No. Okay. I thought there was like maybe a sneaky little gap. You never know. It's a really tough situation when you're the CTs here, because you don't have really the utility to play aggressively and try to retake positions. You don't have the AWP to really contest some of the longer ranges. So if the T's will walk up connector, for example, you don't have that horribly big presence that an AWPer has defending from ticket. So right now it feels like you have to be really passive everywhere, which doesn't feel very good. However, it does come down to force coordinating a set piece of some description. They will go to B actually, and I think this could actually work out potentially for Syman Gaming if they are able to put their nades in, have enough warning. They could definitely do some damage here. And
look at Perfecto's smoke though. He's got a smoke. Oh, okay, it's too late. I wanted to say like What's he going to use it for? Is he going to hold it for a retake towards A? Maybe use it towards the B bomb site? Well, his chances have been taken away now as the numbers overwhelm the B bomb site. We've got Ramzik close who can hold an angle from the market or walk into one and cause problems for the last man standing, who's Torek. He doesn't have a kit. Maybe there's one around the site itself. We can see Jerry creeping. Got to be careful, though, on his timing. He's got the information. Now he can set up for some kind of 2 versus 1. And there is the last tag and frag from Rexy Power. So with about 30 seconds left, the only smoke grenade left on the CT side was on the B bomb site. But as you can see, the angle they were holding, I think they had the CTs had a play, I think, under Palace. I think they could do something with that smoke grenade. If there's a play towards B and you can put it in the choke point and get behind it, I think there was a flash as well. I feel like having some aggression. I think they've got the tools to be aggressive on that side of the map. So with the time on the clock, I think one option is to try and make a play so if it is the B bomb site, then you can cause some issues for the Ts. A smoke like that could be quite ruinous and advantageous for your team. But then again, if they're looking to hold it, say, for an A site retake instead, then that's another option. But it was complete guesswork because of all the passive angles they were holding. So I think for my money, I would have liked to have seen them try and do something proactive with it rather than be completely reactive in a bad spot.
Yeah, and when you play like that too, you're really hoping that the other team makes a mistake when it's up to them to coordinate things. And Face Crack will try to get his way up towards Catwalk. He hasn't got anyone ready to trade for him though. And so that's an AK given away to the only player that's got Kevlar on Syman Gaming. Eagle shots will miss for Torek, and that's an open A bomb site now. Almazer will be able to communicate that to his teammates. The bomb is actually down towards the entrance of B apartments, and no one's looking, it's not looking like anyone's there to collect it. And interestingly, they've got both B and A at this point, and now CT as well. So they're going to be wondering where the hell these last 2 CTs are. They know where one of them should be, given the fact that he stole away an AK-47. And now Nealon will go down as well. Jerry, will he be in for a rude awakening here as he comes up the ladder? Yes, absolutely he will. Perfecto will announce his presence. Now he's going to try to get out of this position. He won't be able to do so. So 9-3 for forZe. They're looking like they are really dominant at this point. Oh, we've got another pink on pink setup there with the mouse and mouse mats.
I think with the time on the clock, they could prioritize taking the weapon away. They had a player top mid, so they could rotate the bomb if needed, but the AK is an advantage they don't want to give to their opponent, it seems. 9-3, pretty solid start on the first half here for forZe. Again, this is a best of 1, so Syman really needs to turn this around, and maybe they'll be able to with this second AWP. They're on the table support in the windows, you can see from the X-ray, for that elevated position, make it more likely to get legged. And forZe again will look for an aggressive play. They'll just hold formation at the moment. They've got a passive angle towards top mid, and you can see on the radar that Nealon's in the middle of mid. So forZe are looking for this aggression. The question is, will Syman bite? From Syman's point of view, everything's gone quiet, and no one's gone through the choke points too deep just yet. So they must have an inkling that forZe are looking for something.
Yeah, and this time with the having 2 orbs, it's definitely a change of dynamic, but with that aggression in mid, there are some openings here for forZe. Potentially, if they were when they discover this, if they know what's going on, they can push into A quickly with the players they have there.
Oh dear.
But they are just going to get absolutely annihilated with a late mid take. Syman Gaming, though, just the fact that they stayed out there for so long is pretty crazy in of itself. And we can just try to finish things off here. But Almazer with a quick trio of kills is making things rather difficult. Swapping out to the AWP. Seems to know that Torek's there as well as he drops down in through Sandwich, trying to find his way back out of this bomb site towards the bomb. And he has limited time here, so he's going to have to run all the way.
Somebody was close to top mid, but I guess they didn't push, otherwise they would have seen the bomb. An AWP trying to trade for an AWP. He tried to use the timing, but again, you missed that shot and you are just caught completely exposed. 20 seconds, and this player in connector is going to be very, very key. Almazer having a look. Oh, he's still alive. There's 12 seconds. Does Torek hold the angle? You just don't know which one to go. This would be a completely ridiculous ace. 4 kills for Almazer so far, and even if he loses the round, the sheer level of damage he's done to Syman is just psychologically brutal. With the time on the clock, I guess Torek was scared of a peek from the ladder area, so he's only now rotating towards the site, which allows Almazer to get a very forward position. Look at the cover he's got from the shelves. There's another jiggle, which isn't going to work out. That is a catastrophic round to lose from Syman Gaming. absolutely awful.
The beautiful ace, though. And I love the confidence at the end to take a one-and-done position. If you miss that shot, you're toast. You can't, you have to, jump out the window. That's your only escape, which is not ideal. So, yeah, pretty confident stuff there from Almeza. What a beautiful round from him. And indeed, that just tells you the story, really, I suppose, of this half for Syman Gaming. If you're losing a round like that, where you have that many advantages, it's, you're not supposed to win the map, I suppose. And we'll get an aggression in mid again. They do fancy it from time to time, and it has generally been working out for them.
From the point of view, obviously, of this being a best of one, that crushes the entire half of Syman Gaming, that round, I think. Yeah. And I guess you do wonder about, like, I think in the previous weeks, we've seen some nice two-man setups from teams where they just have the synergy to work together pretty quickly to solve a situation. But I think there were a few ones where there was potential for like two-man peaks on 2 occasions around Connector, actually, towards the beginning and the end, which didn't really work out for Syman Gaming. So they just lost so much opportunity, so much firepower. Maybe they could get some back with the flashbang, or perhaps not. Trying to move out from an awkward position now on short, where they'd be exposed in underpass, for example, where there is a player, and top mid, and around Connector. So a weird choke point, but a player in the red will certainly help. He won't be expecting a third player in that Connector spot, and that leaves Ramzik alone. Now, if they don't know where he is, this could work out, but then again, maybe not. Almeza lurking, finishes off the job. 11 rounds for forZe.
Yeah, pretty strong showing for them so far. You can see why the community understood to vote so heavily in favor of forZe. I think they were on HLTV, they're ranked 34th, I believe.
Yeah, about that.
So that's not too bad, honestly, all things considered. This game is pretty damn competitive. So we'll see what else they can do here. If they can get a clean finish to this half, get that 12-3 on the board. FaceCrack will be diving up catwalk there. Very, very quick. Understands immediately exactly where one player is. Trying to finish off Neelan. Neelan just barely evades that HE, and Ramzik will come in to help him out. But meanwhile, there's actually a problem because Syman Gaming, they have 3 players in mid, and there's no one else other than Torek to defend this A bomb site. And Almeza is absolutely ravaging Syman Gaming. He's obviously feeling it right now after that ace.
Definitely a fun round to win. Cut off some of the entries back into this bomb site. Move towards CT with multiples. They'll post up from there at the very least. So who's going to be the initial engager? There's a flashbang easily avoided by Perfecto. Flip walking into the angle. I think he may have seen an elbow trying to bait the shot. Moves forward, and that leaves Kioz with 21 HP to try and do what he can. And there's Dre to pop out. So it's a nice synergy from forZe towards the end there. A landslide of a half, 12-3 at half time. We'll see if Syman have what it takes to bring it back after the break.
Well, 3-12 is not a great spot to be in if you're Syman Gaming here on Mirage against forZe. They're not looking all that comfortable. They're making some plays, and I'm enjoying some of the methodology, but the execution is not quite there for them at the moment. So let's see if they can shake off the nerves and in this second half bring something to the table here to contest this monstrous 12-3 scoreline that forZe are making them respond to. And it's difficult, isn't it? You start your CT side, you got 12 rounds already. That feels very comfortable on Mirage.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to lose this one. Almeza will be the flashbang man. 18 for 9 at halftime. Almeza getting an ace in the first round. A very difficult ace, I think it's fair to say. Neelan with flashbangs. And here comes the charge from the T's. All Glocks for them as well. And they've closed the distance. Almeza takes one in the side of the face. And the trades continue. Nothing but headshots at the moment. 3v3, but forZe are stuck in the market. Except for FaceCrack, who's flanking up top. Neelan will get traded towards the van, so they know where the flank is now. Can't plant the bomb for the moment, but they've got a minute 22. Ramsey seems to be on short, so Torek is kind of isolated on the site at the moment. He's picked up USP, so now they know where the second player is, and things get a little better. Now they need to double peek, and FaceCrack needs to take one of them out before they can get into position, but just before he can take one, Torek comes around from the side, and there is a pistol rounds.
Nice. So they get the must. James, I can't English right now. This is strange. They get the pistol round that they
must
have. Yeah, the must have. Yeah, there we go.
Really needed.
Yeah, something like that. Words.
Much desired.
But they get it. So that's something. They get the double mag 10s here to deal with the force by forZe. And forZe, I do wonder what dangers they're going to represent in this round with these weapons. You know, we saw the force buys doing insane damage on the last week of Minors. Oof. Oh, actually tags one. Not bad there. Ramsey going down to 31. That's not going to feel good for him. And Syman Gaming will occupy that middle position. It looks like we could see... I would expect more A shenanigans from this position, but I guess right now they're just waiting for a reaction from forZe. If they can get a pick just by sitting at middle, that's going to make life a little bit easier to understand how to do things.
What they've done is they've put all 3 rifles, top mids, and they've put the MAC-10s in the closer choke points, which is pretty cool because what you saw in the anti-force buy or anti-eco from forZe was they put a smoke up on short and then had a MAC-10 jump through it and get taken out in the window. Maybe it's around after this one, actually. But yeah, they've tried to use the range, and you can see one of the MAC-10s has met them from the B bomb site. So I like that, trying to abuse their advantages at the beginning, but forZe not really giving it up at the moment. There's a sound cue, not much you can do with it though. Little spam from FaceCrack. Now, Flit in the window has a smoke grenade. Oh no, he's in the ladder room actually, so he can't really use that from where he is. A re-smoking connector would have been interesting considering how many players are there, but it won't happen. Moving towards the CT position, planting the bomb for short, but they don't have cover from short. The bomb will get planted, only 1 player lost so far, and that gun will not be retrievable at the moment. Flit's just jumped out the window. I think that was seen or at least heard. Neelan's ready, but he's getting tagged from the short position, finished off by Flit.
Ooh, I like the smoke there. Try to secure one of these weapons. Indeed, Flit will pick up an AK-47, so they'll have a lot of firepower moving into the next round. If XGPower can somehow pick up a Deagle as well, then there'll be the opportunity to drop a CZ and a Deagle and have an AK and a Scout into the next round where they'll be full save. So that's pretty sick if they can manage to pull that off. And Syman Gaming also have to be careful not to commit too much to the hunts, given the fact that their economy sucks. So there is some danger in this next round. I'm really looking forward to seeing how forZe will deal with having an AK and a Scout saved. You know, what will the plan be? And obviously the CZ can get dropped to a teammate as well. So there it is. That's exactly what will happen. And in fact, Almeza will invest in a Deagle. He did get a kill in the previous round with the Deagle, so he did make some money from that, which allows him to be able to do stuff like this. And it's just FaceCrack with the full save. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see if they can do some damage here. The AK is towards that B bomb side. And Syman Gaming actually have the bomb over there in the B apartments, so they're split up. Are they going to try to fake here? Looks like they're trying to go for a fake against the save round.
Well, they are pulling people out of position, but it's only 1 escort for the bomb towards the A bomb site, but look, it is a full commitment. And Syman Gaming will not go through the choke point. So Perfecto is the expendable man. Flashbangs may be heard in a distance. And FaceCrack has picked up the MAC-10. So that's beautiful. I like the coordination we're seeing on these T rounds from Syman Gaming. It's looking much better than the CT side. Again, the second round going top mid with only the guns of range, putting the closer range weapons inside Palace and so on towards B apartments. in this particular round. They make a play with a fake. They commit one person into the A-bomb site, and the only person they commit drops a MAC-10. All the rifles are elsewhere. So I like the attention to detail we're seeing from Syman Gaming at the moment. Got Neelan keeping them honest towards top mid. Support's coming in from the short position with Torek as well, just to make sure he doesn't get converged on. They still have a rifle to take away. And he's baited for Torek. There's the AK gone. Face crack is trapped now. Where's the jumping attempt? Come on. Jumping Mac 10. There we go. It's got to come in eventually. His options are limited, but that's one of the few. That AK will not be rescued. I like it. Syman Gaming have starved forZe of map control of oxygen. Nice round from them, and we have lots of hype here from all 4 teams playing at the moment.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think we don't really tend to see fakes that often in European or North American Counter-Strike. It's become a lot more rare recently, but it does make sense against a save round just because you're much lighter on your feet in terms of how you're very quick to rotate. So makes sense. And it works out perfectly, pretty much, for them. But here comes the AWP in the hands of XQpower. He caused problems, and there's the quick smoke there, connector, and perhaps a fast push up. Catwalk here coming in from Syman Gaming. Very fast mid control. Now, what is the response from forZe? Well, there you go. That's quite the response from XQpower. He has been quite the nuisance with that AWP as far as Syman Gaming are concerned. And they'll go for a boost. Maybe trying to find him here, but he seems to be in a great position to deal with that. And this is falling apart a little bit for Syman Gaming. They've lost 2 players, and they haven't gained any grounds.
Minute 15 on the clock. XQpower breaking the crawl space. The bomb is in B apartments at the moment, but it looks to be going towards the mid position. Torek's moving out of Palace. So I do wonder if he'll make a play towards ramp with 2 in connector. Might be their only reasonable option at the moment. Oh, he's rotating away from... Oh, no, he's going around. Okay. I saw him speed up on the radar, so I started to wonder, but I guess he doesn't know if anyone's around the ramp. So Perfecto is outside the window for now. And Neelan's just looking back towards B apartment. So with 40 seconds left, it seems that... I mean, what is the play here? Neelan's going back towards B apps with the bomb. So I guess they're going to do a one-man fake with Torek in the checkpoint, and Perfecto can try and cut off rotation. No, he's gone from the underpass towards top mid, so... I don't know if they're discussing things in action, but there's 20 seconds to plant the bomb, and Jerry just has to wait. He need not peek. He can bait his teammate, XQpower, towards CT, but he's played a passive position. He'll get the sound cues of the player on the bench, so this is going to be crushing. Jerry starts to peek, and there is no cover. There's no one can stop the bomb plant, actually. Almeza can't get into position in time, but Flip, it might get 2. It gets 0. All of a sudden, it's all Syman Gaming now. Man advantage as forZe come in to try and stop this bomb.
Yeah, and this is looking a little bit scary here for XQpower. So many spots to worry about. And those 2 players who were bench have completely vanished, moved towards the jungle position. And there is a nasty setup here with Torek on the A ramp as well, who is still yet to be accounted for as far as forZe are concerned. Almeza will try to make his way forward like XQpower there. He is asking those questions, and the flick comes in. It's not going to be successful, though. And it looks like that will be Syman Gaming converting on another round. So very well done to them. Got to keep it going, however. forZe, of course, will be quite dangerous in the rounds to come. And I think forZe, they were punished for being extremely passive there. They kind of gave up vision of connector almost entirely, and I think that makes life a little bit difficult. And so we'll have to see if they'll make any adjustments moving forwards.
Some 4x3 black bars. It's interesting. I think it's Fortnite which forced native resolution in competitive play across the board. But this game has a lot more history to it. And a lot more flexibility as well. 5-round lead for forZe at the moment. Jerry was the big man in that opportunity for the CT side. Didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I think his peak's interesting. I think because his teammates had pushed B apartments at that point, so they knew it was going to be A. So I think because of that, he's peaked, preemptively, trying to have that element of surprise. I wonder what would have happened if he would have just tried to hide.
Well, now it's Syman Gaming's turn for the anti-eco rounds, anti-force buy rounds, beyond the pistol and so on. And just like forZe did, they will look for some aggression, look for force to try and capitalize on, well, try and bring themselves an advantage in an opportunity situation. 2 MP9s and a bunch of pistols for the likes of forZe. No grenades, no pop flash plays, no smoking off of the choke points, but Jerry and FaceCrack are in an interesting position. They've got a crossfire around this connector area, and you would expect... Oh, they're just going to run through the smoke, actually. Perfect timing. Neelan's taken out, and Perfecto will finish off Jerry. FaceCrack, considering his options, he manages to get an AK-47. He knows there are players top, mid, and low. So that's a very interesting play from Flit. FaceCrack was being shot from the underpass and from top mid at the same time, but Flit still jumps out the window. Another cheeky frag for FaceCrack, and he moves away with the AK-47. This is slowing everything down for Syman Gaming. They know the bomb is on short, and FaceCrack's taking the AK towards B, which is where Syman Gaming are headed.
Almeza close with the Eagle. Can't find himself the headshot that he needs, but here comes FaceCrack with that AK. 2 HP now. Oh, almost. And indeed, he'll get another frag. That's kind of insane. Off the back of that AK and 2 HP. Kiosk now in the 1 versus 2, and the Deagle lands. Every shot of it lands, and that is a steal from forZe. And if you consider the fact as well that the Flit just kind of sacrificed himself for free, that is quite the result. FaceCrack, here he goes, that MP9.
That's a huge 4K from FaceCrack. And I do wonder, you could see Perfecto was 7 HP. He was a little more before a Flit shot him once, so I'm thinking... If they knew he was pretty tagged, Flit jumped out the window to try and finish him off, knowing that he might get shot from top mid. 1 for 1 in an eco situation, probably favorable at that point. A gamble worth taking. Power taken out early in round 21. Syman Gaming trying to turn things around. Both teams within an inch of their economy at the moment, so if Syman Gaming are to drop this one, that might be the game. In the other sense, if they can win this round by elimination, then maybe they catch up pretty quickly, get to 10 rounds.
Indeed. Ramzik getting tagged up there. That right eye peak is strong. And Almeza and FaceCrack looking to defend with the help of Jerry. So they have everybody in position here. Neither will be able to take down Jerry. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. That's exactly what was needed to break open that choke point. But Almeza is still there on the bomb side, forced out by the Molotov. And it looks like he'll be able to get the last kill, though. Trading out onto Perfecto, leaving a Flit in a 1 versus 1 against Ramzik. AWP versus AWP, but the bomb's down on the ground. And there's no option for Ramzik, really, other than to go and grab it. He's got to push up a ramp. And Flit, I don't know if he knows exactly where the bomb is, so he may not realize that. And instead, he might just have to play this safe. And repositioning is always smart. Almost always smart. And... is Ramzik actually going to be? That is interesting, because so much time has passed and Flit never knew where the bomb was. So he may be high on alert now for the B play, but he's coming back in towards A from connector, so it's like he's guessed wrong. Flip.
He's not going to have time to check any of the bomb site, but it's a 50-50 one he feels is worth taking at this point. 10 seconds on the clock, he's got to start moving towards B, and he will basically do that. Default plant. Now, how much time does Ramzik think he has to reposition? We've got Flit coming in to the short area now. If Ramzik crosses to the window, he may be seen. The M4 comes out. Is he going to see anything towards the left-hand side? Not quite. Into the market door he goes. He can't scope, though. Oh, he's seen him. Now he can scope, but he unscopes again. There we go. Ramzik holding it down for Syman Gaming. Another close round, but it is a win by elimination. So they may have just put the CTs into Eco Town, and that should mean a fair chance at 10 rounds to Syman Gaming. Then the pressure will really ramp up for their opponent, only being 3 rounds behind.
He's able to get a good couple kills. But yeah, the damage is always so high to the T side of Syman Gaming that it's really going to put them in a bad spot if they lose around like this. MP9's coming out, UMP as well. They're going all in for this one for us. As Power plays into the underpass, all 4 of his teammates just dedicated towards the A ramp and Palace on A. So they're really going for the gambles here, which I think is awesome considering that they've chosen to go for a force buy like this. And Syman Gaming are expecting something aggressive. They're just holding position towards middle. So forZe, if they don't overplay their hand here, they might still be okay.
Yeah, in some ways it's a worthy gamble with a 5-round lead and only 1 player surviving for Syman. They know the money is still rough for their opponent as well as them. And there's been plenty of action around these kind of anarchy rounds, especially from FaceCrack around connector. Power not really checked after that flashbang in the underpass, and it will cost Syman Gaming. Now they know Power still in the underpass, but they'll be invited to play close against him, which is helpful for the UMP. Does he try and pick his timing well? He's still having to worry about two things at the same time. Another awkward jiggle, and he's just about going to be seen. Oh, that's awkward. Now what? We've got the cover for forZe, for XP from the other side, and Connector. They're pushing up the mid position in the meantime, so he can just stand there all day. You still got to plant the bomb. Just showing some booty in the meantime. This is a complete collapse around the rest of the map. Finally, Keels will be given his kill, and they can move towards the B bomb site. But it's a 2 versus 2, so the force buy is working out for forZe at the moment. There's a smoke up by the window position, but he still needs to cross. Jerry's got a Krieg. Jerry doesn't have a Krieg anymore. Flip's creeping with a UMP in apartments, and Keels is standing there. He's in the red, but who has the advantage? Oh, he's moved away from the angle just at the wrong time, but it'll turn into a bait because of his teammate making noise. Very back and forth, but Syman managed to survive.
Yeah, it's another round where it goes down to like one or two players. It's like keeps happening on repeat, and
Repeat.
Oh, actually,
Dan's been in America too long.
So I'm wrong. So yeah, it's still pretty taxing their economy because the last 3 rounds they have struggled to keep many players alive, and so in each round they are having to spend all their money to have a full buy. You can see Nealon can't even afford a rifle here in this round, and the full buy comes out from forZe. So this is forZe's opportunity now. Given all the damage they've done on the previous rounds, this is their opportunity to break Syman Gaming and then close down the map and prevent anything untoward happening. Keel's trying to lurk through the smoke. He's going to be successful. Actually, maybe not. Flip was actually covering that as well from the side. So there's no catwall presence, but it doesn't matter too much. Ramzik, on the other hand, able to do some damage there from Palace. And now the intentions of Syman Gaming are known.
Face crack with a smoke to create some space, and he manages to escape. Can he play off of his teammate, Almeza, who just got a frag on the A-bomb site? Well, they're exposed. No one's covering the connector position. They're completely exposed, but the deagle shots won't quite land, and that's an opportunity missed for Syman Gaming. Surely 1 kill was guaranteed. There we go. The CT is finally back to winning ways, and just 2 rounds away from victory now. We'll see what the situation looks like. Again, the T's have lost so many players in the rounds they've won that they might be in a tight spot here.
Yeah, it's definitely a tight spot. Their money is gone, and forZe are in a position to fully capitalize on the situation and really make things difficult here. I believe they're... I'm just looking at the money here. Okay, so they won't all be down to $1,400, but it's not too far away. Everyone around $2,000. So they need a 1 full save, and that is not a fun place to be right now. They've done pretty well, all things considered. If you think about the fact that they started out with 3 rounds after the first half, they were down 12-3, and then moving on to that T side. It's usually pretty difficult to make a recovery on this map when you have no rounds going into your T side in this way. So I respect the composure as it moves into a tactical pause. And you feel like forZe don't have to do anything too special here as well with their buy. They can just play some heads up CT side Counter-Strike, and they should be okay. From a lot of the fights we've seen, it feels like forZe do definitely have the better individuals. And
we have a Nova.
Why have they gone for the force buy?
We have a T-side Nova.
So they went for if they would have gone for a save, they could have gotten a full buy out. But instead, they want to try to go for a force buy, James, with an MP5, a Nova, a Scout. I think the full save was probably the call here, but
I feel like you'd get more utility from a Mac 10 on the T side than from a Nova. But let's see what happens. We've got a Molotov into the apartments, and the Nova's leading the charge. Lead by example. The Benetti rather, jumping around. He misses a barrel of the gun. Oh my God! Straight in the face. He must be hacking, surely. He's making so much money, but they need to win the round. Trying to create some space. Almost a 3K. How ridiculous would that be? The Scout now 1 versus 3 down to the CZ. Jerry survives the Nova assault, and it's match point for forZe.
That's pretty mad.
Wasn't expecting that. He knows something I don't.
I mean, I guess like if you're gonna go with the B rush, it's
By Nova?
I mean, I don't know about that, but yeah, if you're gonna go with the B rush, the force buy, Bosh. That's beautiful. But you know, you can see as well that you can really punish a team, and you're taking the gamble. You're punishing if that team goes aggressive in mid. But they're expecting an eco round, James. So normally they would just have 2 sitting on the bombs on each bomb site respectively, and you wouldn't see mid aggression in a situation like this. So I think it's kind of a crazy gamble, but it almost worked out for them. But look at what they're left with. They didn't even get the bomb down. So AK-47, and everyone else has pistols.
2 bad chances to win at least 1 round for Syman Gaming. Preemptive pop flashes towards the ramp position. That will also allow Jerry to reposition more safely. But it looks like we might see some dry peaks from Syman Gaming, or maybe not so dry. There is a bit of lubrication with a flashbang. Turret caught up, out of position. Easy kills for Face Crack, and this looks like the end of the line for Syman Gaming. And Neelan is the last man standing. 1 versus 3. Flip doesn't need to give him that 1 versus 1. He can wait till he goes to the point of no return. Try to double peek with his teammates. If Neelan stays close to the wall, that might not happen. Oh, he hasn't seen him up top. Now he has. Okay, still a chance. Can't retrieve that gun, but he's running straight into a flank from Almeza. Is he ready for this one? No, not even considering it. And there is the match for forZe.
Yeah, well played by forZe. It was a little bit shaky after that first half. They definitely allowed a way back into the game by Syman Gaming. And Syman Gaming did take it. They got themselves 6 rounds